Welcome everybody to the Who Do You Want to Be podcast and our Signature Kingdom brand series. And I'm so excited today because I get to interview the most beautiful Brecca Maack, who is a dear friend of mine. I love her. I love her family. And she hails from Texas, US of A. So, hey, Brecca. Welcome.
Hi, Louise. Thank you so much for having me on today. I'm so excited.
My pleasure. So, Brecca is the founder and CEO of the Luxe Supply, which is a luxury concierge company. So that's kind of cool. I just love this. So Brecca, I thought it might be cool to just share your story a little bit and how you came up with this business idea and how, God has influenced you in your life and, what you are feeling called to do and what you've been up to with this.
Sure. Well, first of all, I just want to say thank you so much. It's an honor to be on this podcast with such a strong, amazing woman as you are. And this is the type of stuff that keeps me going and refills up my hope meter and keeps me encouraged. So thank you. So going into my story, when I just graduated from college, I knew I wanted to actually before I graduated from college, I knew how much I wanted to just start a business and start something. Previous to college, I attempted to launch a fashion line, and I quickly realized that to gain the capital for that is very difficult. And so, but it was really fun. I made my own samples and I did the whole thing. But I realized that, all right, I need something that is a lot more lucrative, something that I can really produce well and a lot of, and it's not super costly. So I'm sitting on my couch in the living room with my parents. I was living, I came home from college that summer and I was just talking to my dad and he said, hey, do you know what that girl, do you remember Girl Friday? And I go, what do you mean Girl Friday? What is that? And he goes, well, the women would go into these other women's closets and organize their clothes and just get all their stuff together, maybe run some errands. And I'm like, okay, I've never heard of it, but that sounds pretty easy. So that's really how the Luxe Supply idea was born. So what my dad has always told me is do what you know best, whatever you're comfortable with. So I was a personal assistant that year and the year prior, while I was in college. I wanted a part-time job, provide for myself a little bit.
Yeah.
And so I got some experience. I also worked at a startup company, which, oh my gosh, that showed me so much. It was better education than my actual college experience and taught me so much. But anyways, so the Luxe Supply was born out of that idea of really tackling the service industry where I don't have to pay any overhead costs. I don't have to, go under so much debt just to launch, a startup, especially out of college, having no money to, on my own. And I'm a very independent person. I have let go of some pride, but I definitely did not want to ask for an investment, did not want to ask for money and wanted to do it on my own, right?
That's awesome.
So that's pretty much how the Luxe Supply was born. That's just how it started. So
that's fantastic. And so in the concierge service, just give me an example of the kind of people that you love to work with, because I know you've worked with some very successful entrepreneurs and celebrities and
Yes.
I know your heart, Brecca. You have such a massive heart for people, but you're very capable as well. So tell me a little bit about, like, who do you love to work with and who have you worked with, if you want to share that, and
Sure.
give people a bit of a sense of what it feels like working with you and if they're the right people.
Right. That's a great question. I really love the clients who just like to give me a list, give me a ton of requests, and let me be creative with problem solving. I
Mm.
feel like there's a lot of people out there who hire help, but they really don't want help or necessarily need help. So the ones who really want to let go and just
Uh-huh.
enjoy their life and focus on what they need to focus on, those are my ideal clients, because it gives me space to manage my team and do what I need to do to get those things done for them.
That sounds like a dream come true. And I feel like
Yes.
really creative. Sorry, go on.
Oh, no, it's really funny because you would think a lot of my clients are very successful CEOs, professional athletes, and a lot of them are overachievers. So sometimes it is very hard for them to let go of control.
That's
And
true.
and as much as it's lovely that they want to help, if they understand the concept of letting them focus on the priorities in their life so that they can go further, right? Then it's so
Yeah,
much easier for both of us.
I love that. And you're so right about high performers, because we work with so many high performers, and having been in that world and knowing what it's like, because they're very capable, right? But so they don't want to
Yes,
let go.
yes.
But it's such a blessing to someone when they can trust somebody like you, Brecca, to take over and be creative. And it sounds almost like you partner with people rather than work for
Oh,
them. It's like more of a partnership of, like, you manage an arm of their life, or business
exactly.
for them. Yeah. Which is
Definitely.
it allows them to go higher. It allows them to be freed up to be in their sweet spot doing what they're best at, doesn't it?
That's right. Yes. It's a
Yeah.
beautiful thing when it's done well. So,
Yeah.
and I love working in excellence. And I actually, to talk about some of the clients that I've had the honor of working with, going along with how the Luxe Supply started, I remember I was promoting on Instagram. I was paying for little ads here and there with what I, had saved up. And nothing was really working for me until one of my friends pointed out, I don't know if you know about the Bachelorette
Yes.
girls or the Bachelor, the show.
Yeah.
So Madison Pruitt was my first client. And
Okay.
the reason how that happened is one of my friends was like, "Oh, she's moving to Dallas. Look, that's crazy," and I'm like, I never watched her season. I didn't know much about her. I just knew she was beautiful and she had an amazing personality. She was a believer. We shared like-minded views. And I thought, okay, well, I guess this is her first week in Dallas. I emailed her agent and I said, hey, here's an offer for some free services. Let me know if Maddie would be interested. And I received a DM from her 3 hours later from her
Wow.
personal Instagram. Yeah, it was crazy. And it was definitely the Lord. And I also want to encourage other entrepreneurs or people just in their careers that think that there's going to be this one way that you're going to get that promotion or
Yeah.
you're going to get that other client or that whole roster of clients.
Yeah.
It's not always how you think it's going to happen. So
Yeah.
when
True.
Maddie responded to me, I'm like, freaking out. I'm like, there's no way, this is crazy. She has 1.7 million followers. She DM'd me. I'm going to meet her. Like, this is insane. Right. And so I thought, okay, I'll offer this for her for free. She can post. She doesn't have to post. And that's where I wanted to come in very humbly and say, hey, I really want to give this to you as a gift, as a fellow sister in Christ, as a, fellow entrepreneur, because she was a speaker, influencer, etc. And it was really hard for her to receive those things for free. She's like, are you
Wow.
sure? Like, really? And I said, yeah, really. And I knew she would post because she's just a kind person like that. And
Yeah.
so she did post, and I thought, oh my gosh, well, God, maybe that's how you're going to launch this business, because nothing else worked in the past. And what was crazy is that someone else, it was her birthday that month, and someone else had volunteered to contribute to her birthday, another business. So basically another vendor. Shout out to Jill Berger. She owns Lushra. It's a amazing balloon boutique store. She just opened up a second store in Austin. She has one here in Dallas. and she referred me to my first client. And that's another reason why my business started, is because of a referral from someone else
Yeah.
in the hospitality, in the,
Yeah.
industry. So
Yeah. Wow.
it's,
Wow.
it's not always how you think it's going to happen.
True, true. When it's a God flow, like that Holy Spirit opening the doors, because it's obvious just watching and hearing your story about how that happened and who you are, who I know you are. You're anointed for this, Brecca. You're anointed to do this, and you carry this beautiful honor like this. And I know your family are like this as well. You carry this honor and excellence within you. And so you bring that to the table for these people so they feel honored. And often people that are high performers or celebrities or influencers, they
Right.
work really hard and they pour into a lot of people. So to have someone like you to come along and be there like their their queen at their side, almost like being able to just bless them and love them and do what they need to have done and serve them in this excellent way. I feel like God has just appointed you, and this is what I get excited about these signature kingdom brands, because God opens these doors and we do our bit with our practical and the gifts that he's given us. But the anointing on your life is that convergence to serve people at that level and in that way. And that's so exciting hearing that story. And I'm sure a lot of people are encouraged by that, because we all know what it's like to do all the things and all the work with. It's not easy being an entrepreneur, is it? And
No, no.
it's just that peace and knowing and trust, and then her blessing you as well and honoring you, which was just so
Yes.
amazing to hear that story.
Yes.
And what kind
That's
of
so
things?
good.
Yeah, sorry, go on.
Oh, no, I was just going to say that along with that is a lot of responsibility, and
Yeah,
it's beautiful, and it can be personal, and it can be messy. And that's where I become the rock for my clients. I become
wow.
that steady person to be able to say, hey, it's okay. Like, this is going to work out. We'll find a solution, or we'll make this happen. We'll make your vision come to life. Because there's creativity involved, and there's a lot of personal things involved. I deal with personal lives and business lives, and so to be able to be that rock between the two is
Mm.
really important, and provides my clients with a level of security that they didn't know they could achieve because of past experiences with other assistance. And that's the difference between my business and having one assistant, or having, that type of person that you can trust, that you have a whole network of people behind this one business, that if something goes wrong, okay, we have a solution. We know someone in this industry and that industry that will make sure you're taken care of.
That's amazing. And that resourcefulness is also a gift. But I love what you said about being the rock between their personal life and their business life, because the biggest thing too, when you have people working closely with you, and I know this with like having teams over the years, is you need people you can
Right.
trust, especially if
Oh,
people are
totally.
in a position of influence or they're a public figure. They need someone they can
Yeah.
trust. But I love that you bring this spiritual side in, of being almost like very capable, but also a friendship almost to be able to bring all the gifts that you have, because you have such a rich heritage, not only with God, but also in business with your parents, your family. And so you have a level of understanding that is ahead of your age, a wisdom that's beyond your age, a maturity that's beyond your age. And I feel like that is such a blessing, just to have that person that gets it and has seen and knows how to get the job done too, that you don't have to worry about it yourself. And creativity is a big part of problem solving, isn't it? It's a huge
It is.
part. And if people aren't creative, then the person's holding that responsibility themselves. And
Exactly.
that gets very heavy weight to carry when you have responsibility over here for being a speaker or running a business, a CEO, and then responsibility for the things that you take care of.
Yes.
So you do all sorts of things, organizing anything, events, connecting people, all sorts of things, don't you?
That's correct.
Fashion.
Oh, for sure. Yes. If they let me, there's some that love to take ownership of their fashion. And there's a lot of people who are like, all right, who do you got? Who do you have in your list? So it's all
That's good.
fun. What's crazy is every client is so different and their needs are so different. And that's what's beautiful about the Luxe Supply is we cater to each personal need. We're able to customize to your lifestyle. And I think that's something that most businesses aren't willing to be flexible with.
Yeah, that's great. And that customization is really important because they may have somebody looking after an area, but need somebody that can really hone in and focus on a specific area of their life or business. And yeah, that is amazing. So, so you work with people from all over the world, or do you work with people mainly in Texas, or where do your clients, where are they?
Mainly in Texas and in the
Yeah.
States. Yeah, so I've had clients move to Kansas City, and they're always traveling to New York, Miami, LA. And so the network just becomes bigger and wider as the time goes on with the business growing. And so what I really enjoyed is learning from my clients too. Like I said, most of them are high performing. They're either athletes or CEOs, celebrities, whatever. And to see how they deal with pressure is so encouraging to me. That also goes along with trust and communication,
Yeah.
because we are all entrepreneurs in our own way. Even if they're athletes, they have their own brand, right? And they
Yeah.
have to manage that or have someone manage it for them. And so we all have this underlying understanding of we're going to do everything we possibly can to get whatever we need done. And that's just how you have to do in this industry, in any industry with owning your own business. Your name is on the line, your brand is on the line, your reputation, and we're all out to protect each other. And it really over time becomes a beautiful thing. I want to give a shout out to one of my clients, Nastia Lucan. She was an incredible client who I learned so much from. I probably learned the most from her. And she won in 2008 5 Olympic gold medals in gymnastics.
Wow.
So incredible overachiever, also very creative, very into fashion. She was definitely one who was able to take that into her own hands, and also gave stylist opportunities, definitely, but she had that natural gift. And so she was born in Russia. She was very cultured, and she was brought to the United States when she was very young, and just told me the culture shock, the difference. And now she's in Dallas, where there's money everywhere. There's entrepreneurs everywhere. And she said, that's not always how it was for me. And because most of my clients have either been around money their whole life or grown up with it. And that's just the type of circles that are in this area. And she was able to show me what her and her family have overcome, and a really special lesson that she told me, and it's on YouTube also. She was talking about how she kept having hard days when she was training before going to the Olympics. She would say, "Oh, Mom, I want to quit," or "I want to give up." And I don't want to butcher the story in any way, so go watch the YouTube video. But she did say that her mom said, you can only quit on a good day. So the next time you have a good day, you can quit on that day. And so, she would have 5 bad days in a row. And then her mom said, "Nope, you can't quit. It's a bad day. Let's wait till tomorrow." And so tomorrow's a great day. She sticks the landing. She does whatever she does. And she's like, "What are you talking about? I don't want to quit."
I love that.
Yeah, so that's something that has stuck near and dear to my heart. And I love to take nuggets of wisdom, even if they weren't words that my clients have said, but just through their actions and watching their businesses grow, their brands grow, and seeing what they've been able to accomplish in their career is super inspiring to me, and definitely something that I take and I'm grateful for to be surrounded by.
That's amazing. You have such humility. You know what I'm hearing, Brecca, too, is that the relationship you have with your clients is very unique. That's something unique, and that's about who you are and how that you're able to connect with them, but also learn from them and be humble enough to learn from them, but serve them. And you do understand, you've been given a lot of exposure and understanding of that world of success, and you come into it just at exactly the right sweet spot to help people. I'm really excited about what's going to happen for you in your future, and I know that you're going to be doing some work with younger women, and you have such
Yes.
a heart to dive down deep and touch people's hearts and see into them what they may not see for themselves. We all have blind spots, and high
Right,
performers and
exactly.
successful CEOs have blind spots as well, and often need that soft place to land with people around
Yeah.
them. So I just love how you have this capability, but you also have this heart, huge heart, to touch their lives and make an impact to their lives and allow them space to enjoy their life. We were talking about this before, that you create this room and this space for them to enjoy
Yes,
their
for
life. And
sure.
yeah, so I'm excited to hear more about, as you develop this more. And I know that you've got some exciting things coming down the
Yes.
track with working with younger women, who I know so many of them would learn so much from you. And
Thank
so
you.
we definitely want to have you back for another interview and keep hearing more about your story, because I feel like you're so inspiring, not even just to younger people, but to older people too, to have that confidence to step into your dreams and hear from God. And you have such a poise about you, and I feel like that comes from your relationship with God, and how that plays out, your understanding of your gifts. And you have just this beautiful gentleness, but also so capable. I just love it. I'm like, anyone would be
Yeah.
so blessed to have you help them
Oh,
with their business and their life.
time.
I've seen you firsthand, stayed in your home, and I know you're the real deal, and so blessed to know you. So can I ask you, where can people find you? Because we'll have to wind up, but
Yes.
where can people find you? What's your website name, and how can they
Yeah.
interact with you?
So the website is the Luxe with an E, Luxe supply.com. And you can also find me on Instagram at Brecca_Maack. That's Maack. And that's pretty much it. So also TikTok, if you're into that kind of
Yeah,
thing.
awesome.
Brecca_Danielle. I love to show my hobbies. I love golfing, and
Okay.
that's a way I connect to Casey, my husband, a lot. We have that to share together, which is super fun, and it's also a great way to network with business. So
Okay, that's awesome.
yeah,
So the Lux, what was the
supply.
website again? Supply.com.
Yes,
And
theluxsupply.com.
okay, so and when people connect with you, can they book a call with you, or they'll
Yes,
go
they
on their
definitely
email?
can. You can email, you can also book a consultation. We can schedule a 30-minute talk to just go over your lifestyle, what works best for you and what your needs are, and design something specifically for your life. So it's a great, easy, just conversation. And I look forward to expanding business, and also to be open to coaching as well for anyone who is looking for marketing ideas, for business advice, for lifestyle advice, for anything that you're going through. It's definitely a passion of mine to help those seeking for answers and looking for God and everything. So I would love to make myself available for that as well.
That is so amazing. You are such a beautiful picture of a signature kingdom brand. And God
Wow.
said to me, the brands that are so unique that no one can replicate or compete with them. And you have got a brand, and you are so unique. No one can replicate or compete with you, Brecca. And not that it's about competition, but that's what I feel like, God opens those doors when we don't have to hustle, we don't have to go, oh, I've got to compete with this brand or that brand, because he's
Right.
put something in you that's so unique and you see what's unique in others. And I love how your service is also so unique and customized. I feel like that is such a great way to serve people where they're at and with the needs that they have. So I'm super excited to keep following your journey. I'm so thankful
Thank
that you came on
Louise.
our podcast, and we'll share this, and anyone who wants to connect with Brecca, honestly, I know that you'll be so blessed by her, and with the coaching as well. I know how much insight, integrity, wisdom that she has, and she is definitely, and you are definitely somebody who's going to be a trailblazer for many others, older and younger, to go ahead. And I just see this is such a place where God has placed you to minister to people who really need people around them, a team around them of professionals who will really love them for who they are and look after them. And that is so needed. So thank you so much for
Yes.
sharing your
Thank
story.
you, Louise.
We'll have
Thank
you
you
back
so
again.
much.
My
Yes,
pleasure.
I loved it.